I want to do something fun. I just want to ask about PBB.
Yes, go.
Can we reveal some PBB secrets?
I don't know.
Wait, is it still going?
There's still PBB.
Is it
We haven't closed it yet.
Is it online? Or how
We
does
just
it-
closed the season last year.
Okay. Do you know
There's
what,
still
Do you know
PBB.
what Big Brother looks like?
Yeah.
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 Me too. Because when I was with you and out. Never mind. Okay. As a former housemate, which you were a housemate, right?
Yeah, 2008.
What was the most difficult thing for you in PBB? Because we were talking about this earlier off cam, and I mentioned that my PBB experience was more difficult for me than cancer. As crazy as that sounds, but you understood that because there's stuff you go through mentally that is really hard to articulate the hardships. But for you, what was the biggest hardship that you faced as a housemate in PBB?
Being true to myself and being vulnerable. Because sometimes being true to yourself is scary because you know you will be judged by people and what other people will think of you when you are true to yourself. When you react on something based on how you really feel, and that's not going to please other people who are watching. I think that's the hardest. More than the physical, the mental, the emotional game inside PBB. The hardest thing that a housemate could ever go through and experience inside the house of Kuya is being the truest, most authentic version of themselves. Because it's hard to be vulnerable. It's the most it's the scariest place to be. Yung vulnerability, showing who you really are, what you really feel on the inside. So that's the hardest.
Yeah, I feel like life doesn't really start until you reach that point, until you figure out who you are.
Di ba may Japanese saying dyan? We have 3 faces. The face you show the public, the face you show your family, and the face you only show yourself. We wear different masks, di ba? It's hard to wear a mask inside PBB house because that's 24/7 of filming. And you can't always wear that mask. Na,
True.
I'm a good person.
I thought I could too.
You can't.
Everyone thinks they can, but after
You can act as much as you want, but
Yeah.
the real you will always resurface.
It will. The last thing I want to ask is, what is the number one thing that you struggle with most right now in your life, and what are you doing to get better at that?
What I struggle the most is the need to know what's going to happen in the future. Like, that's what I was talking about, yung surrendering. That's the hardest thing for me. Because, you know, I like to control things. I feel like if I can control this area or this aspect of my life, or basta yung controlling. That's the hardest for me. To give up the need to control the people around me, my family, my sister, my job, what I do. Just to give up the need to control things. Yun lang. That's the thing I struggle the most. That's why
Uncertainty of the future, and I think that's what most people actually
that's why I
struggle with.
love that message of Brother Bo Sanchez when I talked to him. I think that message really resonated and stayed with me because he talked about the power of surrendering your dreams, your ambitions, your feelings, your hurt, your pain, everything to God. Parang you can handle it all. Because sometimes tayo, di ba, we have this notion na, give it all to me, I can handle that. Kaya ko yan. He can't, because we're just human. Di ba? We're not meant to carry this load and this burden by ourselves. So yun, yung just surrendering it all. It's
Let it
hard to
be.
surrender.
It's
It's hard
hard.
to surrender.
It takes a lifetime to
Especially
surrender
for a
lot of
content
people.
creator like you. Will you surrender your You have to have control over your content, your situation, your team, the filming crew. You want to control it, the narrative, diba?
It's something I have to work on every single day.
The need to control every single thing because life happens.
Yeah. Toni Gonzaga, everyone.
Boy.
Jacko, come on. Take your hands out of your pockets and give her a round of applause. Oh, thank you so much. That was incredible.
Thank you very much.
That's a wrap.
It's masarap.